kind of human environmental impact did the Three Gorge Dam have? By Angela S. Darty. What you will learn from this project: the location, the river facts, the construction figures, the construction materials, the construction facts, 3 stages of the construction, negative effects on the human environmental, and references. First of all, you have the location. The Three Gorges Dam is located in Yangling District of China. River facts. The Three Gorge Dam spans across the Yangtze River. The dam helps control the Linking and the New rivers upstream. Construction figures. The Three Gorge Dam is the largest dam in the world. It is estimated to have cost $24 billion to have completed. Interesting facts about the materials used in the dam. There was 28 million cubic meters of concrete that was used to construct the dam. There was 102 million cubic meters of earth and rock that was removed. There was 32 million cubic meters of embankment that had to be moved. Was this a well-built dam? You'll find out some interesting facts on the construction on the Three Gorge Dam. Construction facts. The reservoir alone needed 150,000 additional acres to be built. The dam is over 600 feet tall. The dam is 1.24 miles wide. The dam's largest part is going to be the largest dam in the world when completed. Like we were saying, the reservoir was 150,000 acres. The pictures below show the aerial view of the top as being filled, and then the bottom of the reservoir is being worked on with no water. You can tell the difference in the aerial view with the no water at the below, and that's with the construction being done. That was back in July 17th of 2000. The top picture was in May 15th of 2006. The massive size of the Three Gorge Dam can be seen from the Moon. Here is another picture of the world's largest dam. The Three Gorge Dam has to be strong enough to hold back 220 cubic meters of water. There were 3 stages of construction. The entire project has 3 stages. The Three Gorge Dam construction was running from the years 1993 to the year 2009. There was a total cost of over 24 billion US dollars. Here is a picture of the proposed plan. Stage 1. Stage 1 began back in 1993. This way it lasted until 1997. The right side of the dam was being built on the dry land during this construction site. Stage 2. Stage 2 began around the year 1999 and lasted well into the year of 2003. This stage was diverged the river to the flow into the small part on the left side. The stage was also for the development of the lock and lift to be installed. Stage 3. This is the final stage and it lasted from the year 2003 to the year 2009. This was almost mostly finished itself by installing all necessary turbines. There were several negative effects on the human environment. We're going to take and go over the next few slides with the community displacement, relocating and resettlement, local business destroyed, loss of family farms, unfit water, polluting the water, having to start over, loss of historical landmarks, landslides, endangered plant species, endangered animal species, slowed down the Earth's rotation, and waterborne diseases. Relocating and resettling. Most families scrambled to find what other building materials they could find. There was a panic for building materials, as you can imagine. Most families tried to salvage the materials from their own homes and other local businesses. The relocation process lacks central control, which has resulted in the major cause of corruption with local officials. The central government has only offered regulations to the following, but the states have the power to formulate their own regulations for the relocation. While some of the states had the housings provided for them, others were forced to build their own homes. Local authorities funneled the compensation money for the infrastructure projects rather than give the resettlement money and the compensation they needed for the relocation of these other people. In the case they were state did provide the housing, many claimed that the construction was shady and very unstable for living. Much of the Three Gorge terrain is unstable for development, and the homes that were built on steep slopes are really now just falling apart. Here is a picture of the main shopping town that was demolished. It was a popular area during the time. Relocated farmers. Traditional farmers lost everything. The rich soils that they used to farm are now replaced with mountainous regions that they had to relocate to. The farmland lost had provided 40% of China's grain and 70% of rice crops. Farmers that were relocated to the hillside of the dam have struggled to grow crops and so far have only viable crops able to be produced on such steep terrains have been oranges. Unfit water. If you lived downstream during the construction, then your water was severely contaminated. The runoff water and the excavation polluted the water. The dumping of materials to build the dam itself disturbed the water as well. Polluting the water. The residents gathered as much as they could carry to the new home location. Many were exhausted from working and trying to build a home and make a shift home for their family. A lot of items were left behind. This garbage ended up in the Yangtze River where they flooded the reservoir. Having to start over. At first the government had offered each family double the average yearly wage to move. Then the loss of their farmland, no proper education, and then the flood of the citizens needing work. The following year the average worker was earning about half their yearly pay. Loss of historical landmarks. There was such a rush to complete this task that thousands of artifacts are forever lost underwater. There was a few historical landmarks that were saved, but they have to be moved several miles away into higher elevations. We need to ask ourselves, was it really worth losing the historical items to rush this project through? The next several slides will show you places that could have been lost forever due to this project. Items that could not be moved were often replicated to preserve the historical value of the item. This is a picture of the stone treasure forced. The next we have the Zhangfei temple, and this was actually moved about 30 miles away. About 700 years ago they started creating wall markings, and this is known as the China's chalk wall. The famous Fingjing ancient city was moved for the construction of the Three Gorge Dam as well. Landslides. Landslides are occurring with the disturbance of the excavation and the materials due to prepare the dam. Endangered plant species. There are several plants that were affected by the building of the dam. There are 47 species that were endangered, but they did not stop the construction of the dam. The next three examples will be of slides that shows endangered species. As you will look in the middle and the bottom, you will see a calanthium. famous geranium flowers is now on the endangered list. The Bromeliad net or hibiscus is now on the endangered list. Endangered animal species. There were several animals that were affected by the building of the dam as well. There were 26 species that were endangered, but they did not stop the construction of the dam as well. The next several slides will be examples maybe you have found in your local zoo. The dolphins. The main one that now is extinct is the Chinese white dolphin. Next we have the Siberian snow crane, the giant panda, Darby's sturgeon, the snow leopard, South China tiger, the Earth's rotation. Although it's still unclear of the long-term effects, the Earth's rotation has slowed down about 2 seconds because of the massive size of the dam. It's estimated that in 5 years we could lose a whole day. Waterborne diseases. There's an added fear that there is an extra stagnant water because of the reservoir, that waterborne diseases will begin to spread. Pathogenic organisms and hepatitis A are easily spread with human contact through unsafe water supplies, sanitation problems, and poor hygiene. I hope you enjoyed your presentation, and here is your references.